Hey there, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the Leuchtturm. I never know how you pronounce it properly, so I probably just said it wrong, but you know what the notebook I'm talking about. So this one is the original, well I guess not the original, but like the bullet journal made in association with Ryder Carroll. So like it's a specific notebook for bullet journaling. It's not just another like dot grid notebook which you can adapt for bullet journaling. So I do recommend this one if you're just starting out with bullet journaling. I am going to be using it next week when I start trialing bullet journaling. I know I said I would never do bullet journaling, but I'm going to cave because I've seen lots of pretty spreads on Instagram and I'm like, you know what, I may as well just give it a go and see if I like it. I might, I don't know. So this one, the reason I recommend it for a beginner is because it has all the stuff that you need ready to go from the get-go. You don't have to set things up manually. It's got page numbers already put on there. It's got 3 ribbon bookmarks, which is more than what most have. It's got the index pages already in there, a future log. So it's ready to go from the get-go. However, you do pay a little bit more. So I do have another couple of bullet journal notebooks that I've done reviews of. The links will be in the description box below if you want to have a look at them. But let's have a look at this one, so you can see whether it's worth the splurge to get for yourself. So it is about 5.25 inches wide by approximately about 8 inches high. So I still consider that a portable size. There are some bullet journal notebooks which are a bit thinner, but I actually think I'm going to prefer the wider one because I hate narrow notebooks where your lists and your columns end up super narrow. So I'm quite keen to try this one. You've got an elastic band. Because it has this book-like sewn binding, it's quite thin. I'd say only about 1.5 centimeters, and it's very lightweight. Like you could put this in your handbag and you're not even going to really notice it's there. It's super light, much lighter than a spiral bound planner. So the cover, however, I do kind of hate it because it's so boring. Like all you've got is just this text which is imprinted anyway. So you can't even really see it, just looks like a plain boring notebook. I wish this came in other colors, like the other, I'm going to say it wrong, Leuchtturm, you know what I'm talking about. All those pretty colors, I wish they'd do editions of this one in those nice colors because that's a really boring cover. Okay, so we've got the key page where they give you the tips on if you want to use the bullet journal symbols. I know for a fact that I'm not going to be using these because I could never get the less than, more than right in high school, so I'm just not going to go there. I'm just going to do my own coding system for that, but I do like these other ones as well, and you've got space to add your own if you want to. You've got the this belongs to page, and then we go into the tips. So there's quite a lot of tips in this book. There's some at the front and there's also some at the back as well, which I'll get to in a sec. So that's a good idea, but to be honest, when I looked on the bullet journal website, it was basically the same info as what is in this notebook anyway. So it's kind of like, well, you're paying for it to be included in the book and it's just adding extra bulk, and you can just get that for free online anyway. So it's kind of annoying if you're going to be buying the same book over and over again because it's going to have all those tip pages included in it every time. Minor thing, but it's just kind of annoying. Okay, so index page, you get 4 of these, which is more than most of the other bullet journal notebooks that I have been looking at. Lots of space to write in, which is good because the page is quite wide. And then we go into the future log. Well, they just put the text there and you can do your own design. The Rhodia Gold book is one that already has it lined up like horizontal in the usual way of doing the future log. I guess the original way. I'll be doing a review of that one. I'll include the link in the description box below when I have done that and posted it if you want to have a look at it. So then we go into the actual dot grid notebook. So it has numbered pages, which is fantastic, so you can find things easily and you don't have to sit there manually writing in the numbers for all of them. So brilliant. In terms of the line spacing, well, I suppose the spacing between the dots, it's about 0.25 inches, I'd say, which I think is a good size. Some of them have been, that I've been looking at, I've been comparing quite a few, have been a lot smaller, and I much prefer when it's just the 0.25, a nice even number that's good for ruling things up. Like if you want to go to 2 inches, it's easier to do that than if the dots are like 0.4 spaced apart. So I'm really liking this notebook in terms of the practicality and ease of use. It's also laying flat, as you can see, with the pages, which is fantastic. Now, one thing that's not so great is the pen testing that I did. So for such an, it's not super expensive, but like it is more expensive than some of the other notebooks. It's still less expensive than some planners, which are usually like 50 bucks these days. However, I don't know what it is about the hardbound notebooks like this with this stitching, but the paper quality is always crap. So as you can see, tons of ghosting really badly on the Tombow pens. I did pen testing of these in like 10 different notebooks for bullet journaling. I'll include the link in the description box below once I post it on the blog. Yeah, not really impressed with the paper quality. I can kind of understand it would goes through a fair bit because this is quite like heavy coloring, but if I go to the pen testing that I did, you'll see that it's the same issue. See how it's showing through heaps? I really hate that. So if I'm going to use this notebook, well, when I use the notebook, I'm going to skip a page. So if I write, for example, on this side, then I'm not going to be writing anything on the back side because I just really hate the you can see the pen ink. It just looks really crap. And this happened for all the pens that I tried, whether it was gel pen or ballpoint, marker pens, highlighters, the erasable highlighters, like everything. See how it was really bad show through. These are those pages at the back that I was talking about with the, like, I guess, tips and instructions that you can get online anyway, but they're there if you need them. So I think this is going to be a good one for me to start with for a bullet journal, but then I think I'm going to switch to another notebook that's cheaper and hopefully has better paper quality and it doesn't have all this stuff included in it by default. It also has a pocket folder, which is handy, and then some little labels in there that came with it if you want to label your notebook. And then back cover, super plain. You do have those 3 built-in ribbon bookmarks. One is grey, black, and then white, so you could do color coding like your monthly lists and maybe like your current weekly spread. So 3 is more than most of the bullet journal notebooks that I've come across have included. Most of them have only included 2. And yeah, quite thin, portable, lightweight. So if you need something, you're just doing bullet journaling, just trying it, then I would go with this one to like start off and get in the rhythm of it, and then I would probably switch, well, I'm intending to switch to a cheaper one that hopefully has better paper quality. So I'll have links to the other bullet journal notebooks that I've looked at, and that Tombow pen testing when I post it on the blog will be in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, the button is also below. I usually do a new planner review video every week, sometimes 2, and I'll see you in the next one.